Hi everybody, it's Tam from yogaphysio. I'm going to take you through a sequence of the warriors today with the focus mainly on the lower body. So let's just start centering into Tadasana. Feet hip width apart or feet together. Generally for a woman, feet hip width apart's a little bit more comfortable. Men can bring their feet together. Just the shape of our pelvis and direction of our hip joints a little different. And feeling down into the feet, lift and spread the toes. Feel what I call the tripod foot, drawing the ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe and the heel gently together, establishing the tripod foot. And just feeling they're the postural muscles in the feet. Really important to keep them strong. They're our own support of the arches, your own anatomical orthotic. Keep them strong. Mostly you can avoid orthotics unless you've got really structural problems with your feet. So it's feeling those muscles. And if you want to work a little bit harder, you can raise your heels. So just feel that muscles of the feet engaging to push you up. And then settling back into Tadasana, pressing the feet firmly down, legs enlivened, connecting with the breath in your spine, exhaling down to the tail, inhaling up through the spine, spine ascending up through the shoulders. Just bringing your hands onto the front of the chest for a moment. Just checking that the breath is opening the front of the chest. And sliding the hands round to the back of the chest. Feeling the expansion in the side ribs. So we want to be aware of the spine in our warrior poses. And generally in Tadasana we're in a neutral spinal position. And we want to carry that pretty much into our warrior poses. Okay, let's begin with warrior one. So step the feet nice and wide. Hands on the hips. Gently figure eight the hips in both directions to loosen and warm up the hip joints a little. And once again, as we come into the neutral, just feeling the lift of the chest, the length of the spine. Okay, we're going to turn the right foot out to 90 and we're going to turn the left foot deeply in so the back heel comes up. Okay, you can't see my back heel there, but it's up. And the feet are parallel like they're on train tracks. Okay, hip width apart, so 6-inch wide train tracks. And we're going to bend the right knee nice and deep, leaving the back heel up for a minute, so it's not a classical warrior position, but it just makes it a little bit easier to get the alignment and the symmetry side to side with the pelvis parallel to the front of the mat. Okay, lengthen from the navel out to the back heel. The right knee points out over the middle toes. And if you can feel into the arch of the foot again, draw the ball of the big toe towards the heel. Engaging the postural muscles in the feet helps to engage the postural muscles all the way up the body, into the hip joints, round the knee, getting this inner knee muscle working, the vastus medialis. Obliquus fibre is really important to stabilize the kneecap. Okay, now you can stay with the pelvis facing the front and the back heel up, or straighten your leg and take the back heel down. Okay, so we want to keep pressing this left groin back to the front. Okay, lengthen from the navel down to the back heel. Okay, and if it feels too difficult, just let the back heel come up again. Over time, it may come down. It doesn't matter too much. Okay, maintaining as best you can the position of the pelvis, and we'll bend that right knee back. Okay, just feeling the strength in the front leg, strength in the back leg. Okay, and then inhaling, bringing the arms up. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Okay, I want to keep the front of the pelvis lifting as we descend back into the pose. So we're not excessively bending the back. Keep a little bit of tone, a little bit of lift here, lengthening through the front of the hip. You can see a little bit of tightness, really reaching up high. Now, if you're taking the head to look up the hands, don't drop the head. Okay, it's the lift of the chest, a lift of the neck, and the dristi, the gaze backward, but this is the lordosis of the neck. Reaching up to the fingertips, down to the back heel, and exhaling down, hands to the hips, feet to the front, and catch your breath for a moment. Feeling the breath in the spine. And let's come round to the second side. Left foot out to 90, right toes deeply in, back heel up. Pelvis parallel to the front of the mat. Okay, bending that left knee and feeling lengthening from the navel to the back heel. Okay, keep the left outer thigh tucking down so that it holds that knee out wide. The legs are in neutral rotation at this point. So you can stay with back heel up, or if you like, straighten the leg for a moment, take the back heel down. Okay, and just see, can you still keep that right hip coming forward, right groin coming forward, to keep the pelvis fairly neutral, fairly much parallel to the front of the mat. If you're a little bit out to the side, just make sure it's the same each side. There's no harm done in that, as long as it's not excessive. And exhaling, descending again. Ideally the knee is over the ankle joint and pointing out over the middle toes. Engaging the muscles of the feet will help to engage the stability muscles around the knee and in the hip, the pelvic floor and lower abdomen. Okay, and then we'll bring the arms into play. Inhale, reach up. Exhaling, descending. And as you hold the position, just bring your attention to the breath in the spine. Inhale, lift the front of the pelvis, lift the chest. Lengthening the back of the neck to look up, reaching up to the fingertips. Feeling the strength in both legs, back leg straight and strong, front leg bent and strong, pelvic floor engaging, refining Mula Bandha on each exhale. And exhaling. Arms down, straighten the leg, feet to the front. And relaxing, relax the breath. Have a little shimmy of the shoulders, a little Elvis of the pelvis. Okay, warrior two. Turn the right foot out to 90, left toes deeply in. So Warrior II, the pelvis opens out to the front as much as the right hip allows. Okay, so the right leg's going to be positioned just as it was for Warrior I. Knee out, arch drawn up, right outer thigh tucking down. Okay, and the pelvis opens out to the front according to the mobility in that right hip. Okay, we don't compromise the knee to get the pelvis facing the front. It's not necessary and it's not helpful. Okay, now the back leg foot faces the same direction as the pelvis, so that back leg is in a neutral rotation. Okay, and that helps to prevent any torsion that might be injurious to the knee. Okay, legs nice and wide, bending the right knee, right outer thigh tucking down, so you can see the alignment there, the arch of the foot drawn up, right knee over the ankle joint, pointing out over the middle or outer toes. The thigh is in the long line of the mat. So all of these visual cues can give you an indication of your alignment. Now, as before, we're maintaining a neutral spine, not excessively dropping into the pelvis. Keep the front of the pelvis lifted, a gentle lordosis, and we're turning through the rib cage. The opening that doesn't come from the pelvis comes through the turning through the waist, back legs straight and strong. Now, if you've got any pain in the knees, particularly the back knee, just shorten your stride a little. Over time, you can deepen further into the pose as the body becomes more open. Okay, Warrior II arms. Inhale, arms high and wide. To begin with, face the bicep and the palms up. And then we'll turn through the forearms only to place the palms down. Check the back arms parallel to the floor and focus the gaze on the right middle finger. Press the feet firmly into the floor. Pelvic floor engaging on an exhale. Lifting the front of the pelvis, lifting the chest on an inhale. Feeling the strength of the pose. Okay, feel the chest lifting. Okay, broadening from the center of the chest out to the shoulders. Okay, so the arms don't matter too much, but this breadth across the front of the chest, super important. And relaxing. Hands to the hips, feet to the front. Taking nice big deep breaths in, feeling into the body, responding to the needs of the body. Second side, left foot out to 90, right toes in. Right toes reflecting the position of the pelvis, which is reflecting the mobility of the left hip. So bending that left knee, sending the knee out over the middle toes, descending the pelvis, drawing up the arch of the foot, feeling that tripod foot, feeling the strength in the foot, and feeling how that facilitates the strength around the joints, the knee joint, the hip joint, and even the spine. Strong straight back leg, lengthening from navel down to the outer heel. Lifting the front of the pelvis, lifting the chest. The opening that doesn't come from the pelvis comes through the rotation through the trunk. And then inhaling, arms high and wide. To begin with, biceps up, which helps to open the chest. And then turning through forearms only to place the palms down. Checking the back arms parallel to the floor. Focus the gaze on the left middle finger. And just really relaxing into the effort. The legs are designed for strength. You've got big muscles there. Yes, they might be a little bit uncomfortable working, but they've got capacity to get really strong. And that strength supports your joints, supports your back. Okay, warrior poses are about inner strength. So just really feeling that physical strength helps build inner strength. And straightening the leg, hands to the hips, feet to the front. Okay, let's step the feet back together, come back to Tadasana for a moment. And just relaxing before we come into our final pose.